The question is, should you trust Alex Jones? I'm going to present some information here that is going to say, you better not be sharing these stories without looking into it, or you're going to look silly. Now, just to let you know, my position is that this is all pro wrestling. These Luciferian Freemasons control both sides of any big opposite groups on the world stage. However, there are still times and situations that you do want to pay attention to because they do affect us, like the COVID lockdowns or whatever, regardless of how staged and fake it is. So, I'm going to play a little bit of this video, and I would declare this to be false reporting, and that they are claiming that the Department of Justice is advertising, it says it right down here, the Biden-Harris regime is openly advertising a $150,000 hit on President Trump. Well, I mean, isn't the assumption there that, like, somebody is offering this money now? Well, that's not happening. What is happening? I'll pull it up there. If you read over at AmericanMilitaryNews.com, old picture from whenever, the U.S. Justice Department released a letter. This is written by Timothy Fred on September 23rd, 2024. The U.S. Justice Department released a letter on Monday believed to have been written by would-be assassin Ryan Ralph, how you say his name, months before the recent assassination attempt against former President Donald Trump. The letter promised a $150,000 bounty to anyone who assassinated Trump. Months before the recent... Come on, man. This is the nutty... supposedly Trump supporter, but then is a big Ukraine supporter with his hair painted blue. Just an obvious nut tool, like they always trot out, these feds. According to Fox News, the Justice Department released a letter on Monday that was obtained from a witness who claimed to have received it in a box from Ralph multiple months before last Sunday's assassination attempt at the golf club and blah, blah, blah. So there is no active bounty for President Trump, and this would just be normal releasing of evidence, like they release these manifestos of these supposed shooters. So now let's look at how Alex and Band.video reports this.
This letter that DHS or the DOJ, the Biden-Kamala DOJ, decided to put out today, talking about a $150,000 bounty that's on President Trump's head. But I covered the Nashville trans shooter story back last year, where kids were killed, and we weren't able to get a copy of that manifesto because the FBI said that it was too dangerous. But apparently for the DOJ, this is not too dangerous. For whatever reason, it's not too dangerous to start.
Okay. Now that is a valid point. That is actually a valid point about why are you treating these two things differently. I can't remember much of the specifics about it, but what I basically remember is that we assume that manifesto was not released because it didn't reinforce the narrative that, I agree with a lot of what they're saying, that it's, what are the laws about people? If I'm interviewed by the news, which I've seen this, right? Hasn't this occurred where people have been talked to by major news professionals, and they were like, I wish they would have killed Trump. Well, I mean, isn't that supposed to be taken seriously? I think that it is. I don't think you're supposed to be, that I'm all about free speech, but I don't think that there should be some repercussion for publicly saying that you want that obviously. What's the difference? I think if I say somebody ought to shoot my neighbor, that's just as much of a crime as it is to be talking about the president. So there's obviously unfair treatment under the law. But again, where he did there, the Biden-Harris DOJ. Well, how you're not going to change these departments by who is the president. There's always a bureaucracy there that's really in charge, and then they inflame these differences between the left and the right. But really, the trans situation and abortion affects a small number of people compared to other topics that affect all of us much more, and that people understood correctly, they would care more about. Not that I don't care. I don't think anybody should be aborted. It's just wrong on its face to be using people as a human resource. But that's the same thing for being the military. What business do you have doing any of that? That's all just killing people. Doesn't have anything to do about nations. It has to do with the powerful people at the top of the power pyramid in the world. They don't care about nations. They just have to have those for y'all to shoot each other in the face. So they're just building Trump up as a god because there's no support for the government. And that's the basic scam of the left and the right, is you're still supporting the government by going back and forth.
Start advertising openly a bounty on President Trump's head. It makes absolutely no sense to me. This could have been filed under seal.
That's where it's completely dishonest. There is no hit. The guy's dead. There's no bounty. And anyway, all you get for killing a president is $150,000. I don't follow the hitman market, but that seems awful low, doesn't it? It's one thing if Alex Jones is controlled opposition, and that doesn't, what joy in my heart do I get out of thinking that? That does not. I watched Infowars every day. I used to totally support Alex Jones years ago, but he's done so many things that just make us look stupid. Supporting Trump being one of those. The whole damn now it's like if conspiracy analysis is what brought us to where we are today, or let's go back to 2016, and then he endorses Trump. Is Trump off limits to be questioned about him being part of this conspiracy? Because that seems the way this is going. Now, if I question the Trump shooting, I'm a commie pinko? Fuck you. What about Trump's support of Operation Warp Speed? What about him being paid money by Big Pharma to, on the same channel of Infowars, they're going to bitch and moan about how the vaccine's killing everybody? Well, Trump fucking pushed that shit. I just want to top it off to really piss you off, is that, why there's this schizophrenia, this double-mindedness? Is because of Christianity. God's sending you to hell, but Jesus loves you with all of his heart. But he's a Lord. Who the hell? What kind of a God needs to be a Lord and threaten you? And how could you be involved with war? What would Jesus do? Not be on the battlefield? How could you support Israel that is like voting in their Congress that, yep, we need to be able to rape these men soldiers up the butt? That's what's going to stop this. It's just a complete passive aggressive, say two opposite things and believe them at the same time insanity. Chad Warren signing off. Have a good day.